Hello Internet, I'm Dan.
I'm Chaz, and this is the Wine Serious Business Show, episode 87. We're still on the search for the Great American Riesling, and today we've got 3 wines from Trisaetum, a producer we really respect.
Totally.
So,
and this is good stuff. I've had good wines from them both in and out of the tasting room, and one of the things I really respect about them is they've got a few different bottles of Riesling, which means that it's not a one-off, it's not really an experiment for them. They're really serious about expressing the best that Oregon has to offer in Riesling.
That's true.
So I always love to see what they're doing. If you may remember, we had the Pashey on a while ago, and it was corked. Huge bummer. As a huge treat, they got in touch with us and supplied us with samples of their full lineup in addition to replacing the Pashey. So we're happy to share them with you and let you know what we think about them. Let's get started with the 2009 Estate Riesling, wine number 1. This says it's hand-selected clusters, so this is pretty specific about what they want in this wine, and fermented in a mix of steel and oak barrels, which is pretty unique to my knowledge. I guess I'm not 100% sure how all the Riesling's made out here, but I haven't heard of that.
Yeah. Any other Oregon producers of Riesling, let us know. Is that normal? Because I thought that it was all steel.
Totally. Actually, yeah. Anybody out there, this
plastic or
is the
steel,
question of the day, but if you know of anybody who does their Riesling in oak, besides these guys, we'd love to hear about it. So.
Yeah. And 11.5 alcohol and an off-dry style. So
nice.
Yeah.
Great nose right out of the gate. Really floral.
But a good amount of like orange citrus fruit in there, along with the apple, like the golden delicious apple.
And I'm getting like this underripe strawberry, like you mentioned in the previous show, that I'm all over.
A little bit. That was the Rasa? Was that the?
It might have been.
The strawberry. And it was like mind blowing.
And it's seasonal right now, man. I was at Castagna about a week ago, and they were doing some great strawberries with cod. Like, man, it was good stuff.
Isn't that place crazy as far as like their
ridiculous?
Anyway, back to the wine.
Yeah, but there's a little bit of that coming through. Really,
well, you can see like the sort of like conversation this nose sort of sparks, right? Like it's kind of exciting. Like there is complexity to this nose.
Yeah, a little bit of wet rock going on there too. It's pretty good.
A little bit of minerality for sure.
Good full acidity in the palate. It's got a good feel to it. A little bit of apples right away, but I'm getting a real burst of like apricots, juicy apricots in the back there.
And that's sort of like a little bit of that orange citrusy sort of stuff, and there's like, it's almost got like a viscous feel on the palate.
A little bit like that. It says it's off dry, so that little bit of RS in there is definitely showing through.
Right. It doesn't come off sweet. Like it's got enough acidity that it takes over and really cleans house on the palate. But man, like it provides that sort of like richness in the body that you're looking for. It's pretty cool.
It's got that round, ripe apple flavor with the skins that I kind of associate with Oregon Riesling. But man, yeah, that richness, that little bit of apricot that's coming on the back end is
delicious.
It's pretty enjoyable. The acidity has a good feel to it. You know, it's full, but it still has like a nice refined touch, I guess.
And even once it's swallowed, it's still, you know, you've got other flavors going on. The green apple skins are playing pretty heavily. A lot of acidity still. The acidity just sticks to the sides of the mouth quite a bit. Very enjoyable Riesling, no doubt. Hard, you know, it's delicious, no question. 89 points.
Yep,
I love it.
Took the words right out of my mouth. I'm right on board.
It's very, very well done and worth seeking out if you like this style of Riesling. So.
Yep, good flavors, well put together, good balance. Moving on to wine number 2, 2009 Josahn Riesling. Perhaps pronounced Josahn. Not quite sure what's right here, but it's a combination of 2 names. And this is their dry expression of Riesling.
Yeah.
Which, looking forward to checking this out. It's fine.
Sorry,
Dan. Good rinse. We're hanging out tonight.
Good rinse. Good rinse. I gotta get Dan back every once in a while, right? So.
Yeah, it's true. I just got back from a trip to Minnesota. Stocked up on some more. Man, the next episode of the Great American Riesling is pretty much locked up. I got one from Washington. Thanks David Mann for hooking us up with that. I also picked up another white wine from Minnesota, and Chaz picked up a crazy bottle,
a Chinese Riesling, and it's from China. Like the grapes are harvested in China. It's a product of China. Can't wait to dump that one on an episode.
Yeah, I'm totally looking forward to it. All right, wine number 2, 2009 Josahn.
Josahn, yeah. It's French. It's French.
I don't know, or German.
Alsace France. So,
you know.
Yeah, we can sit here and argue about it.
We do what we can. Some minerality on the nose here again.
Yeah, a little bit of the stainless tank is coming off.
Getting some apples. I'm also getting some pears, right? A little bit richer than an apple fruit.
I understand. Like we pre-tasted these all just to make sure none of them were corked and kind of go through them. And my roommate brews, and so he's familiar with all the chemicals that go into like making Riesling, but making like beer and wine. What was the chemical that he said?
Salt, right? Sulfate, sulfide. I'm not even sure. Ugh. That's fine. He got some of it. I'm not getting it so much on the nose. So he even brought the roommate brought some up. We smelled it. Are you still smelling it?
I smell it a little bit.
And like it's no mystery to anybody that's used in pretty much all wines.
Right.
And that it kind of blows off with time as it's open.
I wonder what it was. We can even cut this whole portion if you want.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, we're just talking.
Yeah.
So.
But more to the point, right? Like you're getting a little bit of that. I'm not getting so much of it, but really it's a common thing for Riesling, and it blows off. So it's
But man, like.
Not a big deal, but you know, to me, I'm just getting like some apples and some pears.
Yeah, the green pear, yellow apple thing is playing pretty heavily for me, and this smells more like when I think about the Ara or something like the heavy like greenness, very very piercing sort of acidity that's even coming through on the nose,
and definitely more austere on the nose than the first one.
Mm-hmm.
Full acidity on the palate, sets in a little bit right away, and then as soon as it transitions into the mid, it's big. The back end of my tongue is all like just covered with acid. I'm going to go with mostly pear flavors on the palate here, both like some Asian pears
and almost a dry ass pear. Like we're talking like this is the acidity here is
just barely ripe.
Yeah. You got a lot of tartness here with this acidity.
A little bit of citrus, I was like kind of leaning towards green apple, but I'm feeling more like limes with the pears, like you squeeze limes over some pears.
Yep.
Man, the acidity sticks around a long time.
A lot of greenness to this. The green citrus, the green pears, the green apples.
Yeah.
Huh. A bit of a drying style. I don't know that this is immediately pleasing as definitely the first one, right? Like,
no.
But then again, we're talking about a completely dry Riesling here. So...
And still a good expression. I'm definitely a little more partial to this. I think I'm going to go 88 points here, but still solid. And you know, it's nice to see the fully dry expression, right? I'll admit it. I'm a little partial to a little sweetness in my Riesling.
And just a touch of RS.
I know some people like to hate on that, and if you like it completely dry, like for sure, this will be much more pleasing to you than the first one was. But still well put together, good balance, good expression of the fruit. Well-made Riesling, so we're 2 for 2, and that's great to see.
Dan's completely right. Well-made Riesling. The way the acidity plays on this wine is fantastic. It smells nice. It tastes nice. It has the acidity just runs out forever on this. If you are looking for more of a high acid style Riesling, this is where you want to go. Delicious. For my palate, 87 points. So,
all right. And I can see this working with some specific pairings too. Again, like with a lot of whitefish or a lot
savory,
or salads, like first course with like some arugula or something like that.
Like a oiled salad.
Yeah, like some good greens. I could see this mixing really well. On to wine number 3, 2009 Pashey. This is the one that was a little corked the first time we tried it. We're gonna do our own rinse this time, so no one gets.
And this one I thought was interesting. On the back of the label, it says that this is essentially barrel select of their estate.
Which is pretty cool. So, and that means, you know, all the stuff we've been reading on the back points and another thing too, that they put a lot of work into putting these together.
Yeah.
Right? If they're doing cluster selects, and they're doing barrel selects, and they're deciding which ones go all the way dry and which ones go off dry, that's a lot of thought put into what they do, a lot of work put into making the Riesling they want to make. And we love to see that. So. Oh man, even on the rinse, the acidity on this just runs forever. Ooh. Making a mess. We're in the basement.
We're in the basement. We're in an old Portland house. Just had the basement refinished. Tore out a whole bunch of this. Yeah. Old Portland houses.
That's how it goes.
All right. Yeah, man.
A lot of minerality.
The acidity and the minerality is just jumping out of the glass.
Holy. I'd say almost even like the fruit's almost even in the background. Like you're getting these structural components, and by that I don't mean like it's green or stemmy or anything like that, right? Like you just said, the minerality and the acidity's in the forefront. A little bit of green apple in back.
But man, the smell on this is like delicious red apple, like honey crisp almost, like a combination green and red. So either like Fuji, an organic Fuji that's got a lot of flavor, or a honey crisp.
I'm getting a little something like fresh cut pine in there too. There's like some really, you know, it's not really strong, but just kind of in the background, like this nice tangy scent. Working with those apples, really like.
See that? Yeah, a little bit of orange, a little bit of honey almost too. Like I smelled that when we like I said, we pre-tasted this just to make sure these weren't corked, and man, it was like, this is almost got like a little bit of honey on it. It's almost desserty in that sense, but man, it's just. Go ahead.
No, I'm drinking it now.
Yeah.
I'm digging it. Red apples, like he was talking about, just nails. It starts out right in the front of the palate. They hit on the tip. They kind of settle in the middle of the tongue. These red apple flavors linger while the acidity is like growing on the sides, and then really drying things out. Like mouth's watering along the sides. Kind of moves more into the center of the back of the tongue. Still running. The acidity's still working on me. My mouth's watering. But it's got great texture. It's really, it's powerful, but really refined acidity.
If you like Honeycrisp, I'm a total apple geek. I love apples. And Honeycrisp, I mean, I know that they were sort of genetically engineered at this point, but they are really the most delicious apple. They're just juicy and vibrant, and they're the perfect combination of red and green. And that's sort of where this wine comes in, right? You've got that perfect combination of like super juicy red and green apple, like all over the palate. Dan saying like the acidity, man, the acidity just runs on forever. There's a little bit of like orange citrus playing on.
Yeah, I'm getting like a little splash of honey in the center now.
This is
it's a lot. This is really solid.
This is where you're starting to talk about some complexity, some evolution going into the finish, and a finish that just runs on. So
and definitely this would be too acidic for some people because it continues to work on you, it dries things out.
True.
Both of us, this is. Yeah, this is really hitting the spot. Like I'm totally down to think about it. I'm totally down to let the acid work on my mouth, you know, for 30 seconds, a minute after I drink it. And man, even as I'm sitting here talking, it's still drying out around my teeth. I'm digging it. 90 points, bringing it home. Well done. Yeah,
91 points.
Nice.
It's nice. This is, when it comes to Oregon white wines, like this is one of the stars. I mean, we've talked about some other serious
90 plus
Chardonnays. You know, the Brooks R comes to mind, the Sweet Pea. Like this is like in that caliber. Like these are fantastic wines, and you should definitely, if you can find this 2009 Pashey, check it out.
Yeah,
pretty amazing.
And really, like there's I think a lot of untapped potential for Riesling in Oregon. Not too many people make it, and the people that are doing it seriously are really delivering some solid stuff. This is a great representation of that. And I really look forward to seeing more in the future.
Yeah. Cheers. Thank you very much
for
that. Yeah. Did we talk about the question of the day?
No, we didn't talk about the question of the day at all. This is kind of embarrassing.
So I was talking to our friend Vivian down at the Wine and Storage, and
vivaciousgourmand.com. Check it out. I'll link it below.
Really trying to like understand Twitter, and thanks Vivian for helping me out with that. But what could we do better on the show? Like as far as lighting, as far as things that you don't want in the background or you do want in the background.
Tough question. Constructive criticism for wine and serious business.
But to be completely honest, like we are both pretty thick-skinned. Like you could really criticize us, and it's not like we'll try to make it better. You know, so please.
Or we'll tell you whatever. We're not going to do it, but we still would love your input. You know, help us make what we do better for you.
Absolutely.
Thanks for watching. Thanks for your feedback.
We might have asked that question.
I don't know. It's always good. It's always good to check.
Either way, yep.
Cool. See you for 88.